What is up guys, welcome to this second part of the project. My name is Arfan and today we are going to create the services section of the portfolio. So these will be the services section and here we will show the services. The services will be web design, UI UX and SEO in this case. So this is what we are going to create in this part of the project, and if you can see the responsiveness here, let me show you here. So these will be the mobile design for this services section. So that's really cool. As you can see that it's really a simple and nice design that we have for our services. So that's what we are going to create in this services section, and I hope you will like it. Also, if you wanna get some interesting tips and tricks about web design and development, you can follow us on Instagram. The handle is instagram.com/web_CIFAR. Also, if you face any kind of problem with this tutorial, you can join our Facebook community group. We have a great and helpful community and you can post your problem there. So with that saying, let's get started. So let's create the services section, which will be this section that we have here, which is after the hero section here, as you can see. So let's create that. So here for our services section, first of all, let's create some comments here. So services section, and this is the end of services section, and between that I'll have my code for the services section. So let's get a section with the ID of services. And here I will have a div with a class of container, and inside that I will have my h2, and here I will have the section heading class. So section heading, and also here I will just say that services, and after that I will have 3 items. As you can see that if I go here, so these will be the 3 items that we will have as our services. So let's create those items. So I will have a div with a class of all items, and inside that I will have a div with a class of item. So this will be the first item, and for the first item I will have a icon. So div icon. So for the icon we will use, as you can see that, this icon. So let's go to heroicons.com, and from here let's search for laptop or desktop. I think this is the one that we are going to use. So copy the svg and paste it inside that. And also once again, if I save it, and we can see that the stroke width is 2, so we can do 1, and which will make it a little bit thinner. And also let's do the title one. So after the div here, which is the icon div, as you can see that, after the div let's have the h3 with a class of item heading, and here let's say that web design, and after that let's have some paragraph here. So I will copy the text from here and paste it here. So, and also let's have a class for this paragraph. So class will be, we will have the class which is item description. So this will be the class for our this text. As you can see that we have our icon, we have our this web design title, and we have our this text. So let's duplicate this item. So this is the item, this is the opening div for our first item, and this is the closing div. So select that and shift alt down arrow, which will actually duplicate this code, and I will need 3 of them. So if I save, as you can see that we have 3 items, as you can see that here. So let's actually style these things. We don't need to do anything else in our HTML. So let's go to style.css. So here in our style.css, first of all, actually let's create the comment here. So services section. So this will be the style for our services section. So let's grab the services, the main section ID. So let's have some padding. So we will have 50 rem in the top and bottom, and 0 rem for the left and right. If I save, as you can see that we will have now much more space in the top and in the bottom of the section. So let's actually get the all items from our services, and here let's say that display will be flex and align items will be center, and also justify content will be center. If I do that, as you can see that now every item is now a flex styled, so that's why actually they are actually staying side by side. Great. And after that, let's actually style individual item here. So services dot item, and here let's say that the padding will be 1.5 rem, and also let's say that border radius 12 pixel. We will not say any kind of border radius right now because we don't have the background color, as you can see. So we will have the background color whenever we will actually hover, so I will do it later. So after that, let's go to our individual item so that we can give them individual color, as you can see. So let's grab them. So services, dot item. So first of all, nth child, so the first item. So if I hover that, if I hover the first item, I want to change the background color. So let me copy the background color that I will use for first item. So this is the first one, and if I save, now as you can see that we have these border radius and also we have this background color, as you can see. So let's do it for the second one and also the third one. And if I save, so as you can see that it's actually working. So for the second one, we need actually a green color. So let me copy the color and paste it over here. And if I save, now you can see that the second one is now is a little bit green. And for the third one, we will use purple, not purple, this kind of color, as you can see. So which is actually looking great. So after that, let's actually style the icon. So right now the icon is actually huge. We don't want this huge icon. So let's actually style it. So services dot item dot icon, and here let's say that the width will be 50 pixel and the height will be about 50 pixel. And if I save, now as you can see that they are small. And after that, let's get some padding, which will be 0.8 rem. And after that, let's say that background color will be let's have a background color of red right now. We will change it later. So the background color is red now. After that, let's say that the border radius will be 50%, and now they are circle. And also I need some bottom margin. So margin bottom will be 1 rem. Great. So after that, let's actually style the heading. So services dot item heading. Here let's say that item heading font weight will be 500, and also font size will be 2 rem, and that's great. And also let's say that the font family will be the Poppins, and also if you want you can get a fallback font family. Great. So that's for our heading. Also let's say margin bottom will be about 1.5 rem. Yeah, great. So after that, let's actually style our description here. So services dot item description, and here let's say that the color will be, so it will be the secondary gray. So I will get the variable. Now the color is good, and also I want the same style that we have in this paragraph, as you can see. So I want the same style for all of my paragraph. As you can see that the paragraph here, are the same actually. Only the change is, you can see that this is using the gray color, this is using the black color, but all the other style is same for all of our paragraph, as you can see here. So if I go back to my hero section, and if I see here, where is the description? So it is in the left side. it is in here, left side description. As you can see that this is the description that I want here. So what I want actually, I want to get the style and make it global style. So we don't want to have these last three line, because these are for the animation. We don't want the animation for each of our paragraph. We want the style, means we want the color, we want the font size, we want the max width, and also the margin top. Even we don't need this max width and margin top. We can only use this font size and the color. So cut it from here and go back to my paragraph. So here let's create a selector for paragraph. So whenever I will use paragraph, I will use this font size and this color. If I go back here, so now you can see that the font size is a little bit bigger, which is actually, as you can see that here. So perfect. So after that, what I want actually, I want to change the color for our this icon background. So right now it's actually using this red color, but we need to change it. So let's actually select individual item here. So services dot item, so nth child. So the first one, inside that the icon background color will be, so let me copy the color here. So let's also do it for the second one here. So it will have a green background color, and for the last one, which will have a kind of blue background color. So let's actually duplicate this line also. So sorry, this one will be the 3, and this one will be the 2. And for the last one, as I said, we will have a kind of purple or blue color, that, but it's not working. So let me actually see. It's because we are actually saying that service, because as you can see that the ID should be the services, so plural here, services. Now it should work. Now as you can see that it is working, we have the background color. So now we don't need this red color anymore, so we can comment it out. So as you can see that this is actually doing great. It's working perfectly fine. Right now we need to style this heading, which is our services heading. So here actually let's grab this services heading. So services, and here if I go to my HTML, I should see the class, which is actually section heading, not services heading, sorry. So section heading. So for that I will use a font size of clump, so CLMP, and here I will use 2 rem and 10 view width and 8 rem, so that it can be a dynamic font size, which will actually will be changed based on this viewport width. And this is the minimum, and I think this is the maximum, and the value will actually change according to my 10 view width, means the viewport width. So after that, let's actually have some text transform here. So text transform, sorry, not font, so text transform uppercase, and after that font family will be the Montserrat, and after that letter spacing will be the 0.2 rem, and also text align will be the center, and also the position will be relative. I will show you why I'm doing the relative. And after that, let's say the margin bottom will be 10 rem. If I save, now you can see that it is center, it have the 10 rem margin bottom, and it's actually having the Montserrat font family. Great. So after that, what I want actually, if I go to my this end project, as you can see that we have an outline behind this services text. So let's get this outline. Actually we will do this outline with CSS pseudo element. So let's create a pseudo element of this section heading. So copy the selector and paste it here and say that before, we will use before, and here let's say that content will be, so right now let's say the test, and after that the position will be absolute, and left will be 2%, sorry, and after that top will be -20%. And if I save, as you can see that this is the text. So after that I need to make sure that the width is actually 100%. Now if I do the width 100%, it will come to the center because now the width is 100%. And after that let's actually do once again text align center, and also text transform uppercase. And after that let's say that the font family, we want to use the font family that we already used in our this section heading, which is actually Montserrat. So copy that and paste it here. And also letter spacing will be 0.2 rem. Now we have this letter spacing, so perfect. And after that I want to have the color. As you can see that right now the color is black, but I don't want to have a black color. What I want is actually I will have is as a transparent. So transparent, I can't see it because the color is transparent. So to see that, to make the outline, as you can see that, what I can do, I just can say that dash webkit, webkit dash text stroke. So I can specify the stroke width, so 1.5 pixel, and the color will be, let me copy the color here, which will be according to our this primary color. So if I save, now you can see that I have the outline in behind my actual text, as you can see. Yeah, looking great, I know. So it's actually doing great, but let's do also a z-index. We need to make the z-index -1. So we did this z-index -1 because we don't want to have this text which is actually behind this services text. We don't want it in front of our main text. Okay, so that's why I just did z-index -1. So that's great. So the last thing I need to do actually, instead of this text here, as you can see that this text, I don't want to write everything manually, because as you can see that we will actually do it here in many places. We will do it in services, we will do it in testimonial, states, about, means every section will have this style, and we don't want to go in every section to have the content. So to make it dynamic, a little bit dynamic, so what we can do instead of this one, first of all let's go to our HTML, and in our services, this heading, in our section heading, let's create an attribute which is the data attribute. So we just can create an attribute with the data dash, and after that we can use any kind of name. So let's actually name it data outline. So data dash outline, and we can use any kind of value. So I will use the same value that I have as a heading. So paste it here. So we have now a data outline attribute, which value is actually services. So save it, and I can use this data outline value in my this content. So how we can add this in my content? So it's actually very simple. So to use it in my content here, as you can see that I just can say that attribute, which attribute you want to use, the attribute name is data dash outline. And if I save, now you can see that in behind that, now the content is actually services, because we wrote services here. If I actually use hello, now it is hello behind that, as you can see. So now it is actually dynamic. We need to just change it here, and it will be changed according to our this data outline. So perfect, that's really great. So right now what I need to do actually, I want it this section heading in each of my section. So I should keep this style in my global style. So let's actually do it. So cut this all style, means this section heading and section heading before. So cut this style and go to the global style. So this is the global style, and here paste it. So in the end of our global style, just paste it. So now you can see that the selector is section, and inside the section I have the selector for section heading. So I want it for each of our section, means whenever I will use section heading, I should get the style automatically. So for that I need to remove this id, which is actually services. So if I remove that, these services from both of the selector, so now it will work as a global style, means whenever I will use this section heading, it will create the style automatically, or it will actually apply the style automatically. So that's it. As you can see that right now it's actually doing great. So let's actually make it responsive here. So now as you can see that it is now don't have any kind of responsiveness for this section. So let's have some responsive CSS here. So down here let's go to our this services section, and here let's create our media query. So media only screen, and max width 768 pixel. So inside this range I just can say that the services dot all items, I think I have a typo here. So services all items, and I need to change the flux direction from row to column, and after that text align should be the center. And if I save, now as you can see the text align is center, but the icon it is not in perfect place. So let's go to our icon here, and services dot item dot icon, and let's say that the margin will be the 0 auto, and also margin bottom will be 1 rem, because we just resetted the margin from here, as you can see that. So that's why we need to get the margin bottom once again here. So after that let's go to our each of section here. So services, and here for each of our item I need a margin bottom here. So margin bottom will be not margin bottom, sorry, I need margin which will actually apply in the top and bottom both side. So 2 rem for top and bottom, and 0 for the left and right. So let's also check it here. As you can see that it's looking great, but the problem is we don't have any kind of background color. The background color will be activated whenever I will click on the mobile device, because in the mobile device we don't have any kind of hover effect or hover event here. So for that, what I can do, whenever I'll go inside this range, I will actually have the background color in my item instead of having them in my hover. So in the desktop device it will have the default one, means it will have the background color whenever I will hover, but whenever I will go to the mobile device it will have the background color default. So let's actually do it. So let's go back here. As you can see that this is the place. As you can see that this code is actually for the hover effect that we wrote here. So let's copy that and paste it inside of my media query. So inside of media query just paste it, and still we have the same thing, but right now what I want, actually I need to remove this hover, means whenever I'll go or whenever I will actually use mobile device, means inside of this range I will have the color without hover effect, means actually we will have it without hover. Now if I save, and as you can see that we have the color as a default color, we don't need to hover to see the color. So we are almost done with the services section, and we need to change the icons. As you can see that the icons are the same for all the 3 items. So let's actually change it. So for the second one we are going to use this one, and third one we will use this SEO thing. So you can come to the heroicons.com, and from here you can actually find those icons. So I will actually grab the SVG directly. You can come in Hero Icons and find the icons from here. So the process I already showed for the first icon. So let me copy the SVG directly from my previous code. So let's go to the HTML, and for the second items we need to replace the svg. So if I save, now the svg is here. For the third svg, let's also copy it and paste it over here and save. Now you can see that we changed the svg, as you can see here. So also I think I need to add some transition here for this background color. So let's go to the style.css, and here services item background color. So I'm changing the background color. So here let's say that transition 0.3 second is for the background color, basic background color. And now as you can see that we have the background color transition. And also here we need to change the title. So let's change those titles here. So for the first one we have already a web design, and for the second one we will use UI/UX, and for the last one we will use SEO, and that's it. So that's it. As you can see that we have the services section for the portfolio. So that's it guys. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to share it with your friends and family. Also, if you want to watch more video like this one, please subscribe the channel and also turn on the notification bell so that you can get notified whenever I will upload my next video. So my name is Arfan and I will see you in the next video. Till then, bye bye, Khuda Hafiz.